Hey everyone, Aaron here with Elite Water Sports, and I am standing at what's called the event site. It's located in Hood River, Oregon. Behind me is the Columbia River Gorge in Washington State. It is a phenomenal spot, known to all worldly for its wind. It has a consistent wind of over 20 knots, about 190 days a year, give or take, and it is phenomenal for both beginners and advanced riders. It offers its challenges, so let's get into that. It is primarily a deep water spot. There are some slicks at different locations, but for the event site, what it is you have a sandbar that extends out into the river, and that's where you set up your kites and launch and land. Where I'm standing now is what's called the staging area, the event site. It's going to be a grass meadow, and it's beautiful for drying your kite, your gear, and also wingers are allowed to exit and enter the water right here inside the swim zone. As you progress, you're able to go deeper out into the river and use that river as a conveyor belt to get you upwind. And the wind is primarily coming out of this direction, going straight down for the sandbar, but every once in a while it does switch up. The water itself, the water does get colder come September, and it only gets colder as we go into the winter, but during the summertime, most people are in board shorts and toppers or spring suits for us Floridians. There are some days here and there that you're gonna be in this 3-2 or 4-3, so be prepared for that. Look at the forecast before you come. Now it is fresh water, so that is definitely refreshing, and the sand has a little bit thicker grit to it, so it doesn't attach itself to the kites. It is a fantastic spot, but not just for like wind sports. For water sports like foiling, there's downwinders, a bunch of stuff basically ends right here because you do have a bridge downwind from you. The event site's also known for a lot of wake park riding. It is absolutely beautiful for that, and they actually have their own kickers and sliders that are dedicated and actually transported out every season for everybody to use. Check that out. As far as winging goes, it is probably the best spot that I've been to for consistency of open river swell. You gotta check it out. We are so spoiled in St. Petersburg, Florida with miles and miles of flat water. So if you're coming from our area and transitioning over to Hood River, let's just face it, it is primarily all what we would consider chop, but also others would consider some of the best conditions in the world. So be prepared that you are gonna have anywhere from knee to thigh high chop, but it's at least consistent enough and has some sort of rhythm that you can actually make do, have no problems with that. The river, as you actually tack upwind from the event site, you can get up to what's called Swell City or the mouth of the White Salmon. If you go up even further, it's a beautiful place called the Hatchery. And those waves are gonna get over like chest high or even higher when the winds are over 30 knots. We're always gonna be rigging for the lulls. So typically it's blowing from 20 to 35 or more. So it's a huge gap between the low side and the high side, so be prepared for that. We also have one huge safety concern that's takes everybody by surprise, and that's a barge. There are many, many barges that go up and down the river. It's an active transport river. So, and what I mean by surprise is there's a lot of times where even I, knowing about it, I'm riding along and I look upwind and you see a huge barge. I'm talking like a 500-footer, right? And it's honking the horn and stuff. So be prepared for that, and don't become complacent. Look all around, have situational awareness. It is beautiful, beautiful conditions for progression. I would highly suggest getting into surfing. It is one of my favorite places to progress on surfing, and then also winging. So cross-train a little bit and make the most of it. I like to end with that Hood River is not just about wind sports. The town itself is absolutely beautiful, some of the best food around, and in addition to that, there's hiking, there's river rafting, there's also a bunch of bike trails, endless bike trails that you must consider. And if you're not the most seasoned to mountain bike riding, go get yourself an electric mountain bike. Go out there and have some fun. This is Aaron with Elite Water Sports, and we'll catch you on the water.